Hey y'all, welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your host, Shy, and we're going to talk about some things. But today's topic is ways to invest in yourself. And we're going to talk about a few different ways in reference to spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and some other ways. But that is what we're going to be talking about today. So while you are watching, please share it with someone so they can see it too. And also comment so that you could be part of the conversation, so that because I want to create a dialogue, right? And so if you did not catch last week's episode, which was called Mama Trauma, I need you to do that. Okay, I need to get the views up on that, not just because I want the views to be up, but trauma within mother and child relationships is a real thing. Okay, and the more that we are able to educate ourselves and get information to help us navigate the challenges of those dynamics that a lot of us experience. That video, even the week before, just talking about motherhood, is a great video to gift somebody. Okay, that's a free gift. All you got to do is share the link. So again, make sure that when you are in the space, you join along in the comments. I want to hear what it is that you have to say, get your viewpoint, all of those things, right? So again, today we're going to be talking about different ways to invest in yourself. And when I first came up with this topic, I was like, well, I'm going to change invest, because oftentimes when people hear that, you associate what? Money with that. And unfortunately, what I have witnessed and seen is we have no problem. I'm just going to talk about financial right now. We have no problem giving money to the things that we want, our likes, our wants. And I'm talking about, this is after you hopefully have been responsible and paid your bills and your obligations. I'm talking about the things that we literally will spend our money on. And then the moment there's something that is available that's going to give you a return on your investment over and over again, we are hesitant. All of a sudden, we don't have the funds. All of a sudden, that's too much for that, but it wasn't. It's too much. $80 is too much for you to invest in yourself, but you would spend $300 to $500 to get your hair done. You know what I mean? You would take trips that, yeah, you have memories, but how did the trip benefit you? Was it something that you walked away with that you could continue to grow that knowledge and that information over and over again? So I am being a girl, okay, that was very frugal, okay. And when I talk about frugal, let me let me just explain. It probably was a step below being frugal. Okay. Like, I was so scared to spend anything because I had been traumatized by my upbringing. So, with that being said, um, everything gets put in that category, even if it's something that is going to be beneficial, even if it's something that's needed and necessary. It's like, oh, can't do it because this is going to happen or that it's going to happen. And I often say, if you're going to consider everything that can go wrong, I need you to consider everything that can go right, everything that can go in your favor, right? I need you to consider the possibilities both way if you're going to go off the deep end in negativity land, okay? And that helps you also shift your mindset. It trains you to think above what you see. It helps you to understand that, yeah, that could happen. But the reality is anything could happen. So I'm going to put, my faith and trust that I'm hearing what I'm supposed to do and I'm doing it. And there's going to be a blessing in that. Okay. So, um, ways to invest in yourself emotionally. For me, that aligns with self care. Okay. That aligns with self care. And I'm going to give you some different ways. Like I said, your girl used to be very frugal. I'm still mindful with money. I'm not as tight. Okay. But I am very mindful, and I do understand there's a lot of things that we can do for little that will cost little to no money. But the most important thing is we have to have the desire. We have to be ready to shift our mindset to receive it. And we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's going to require us to get out of our comfort zone, to come outside of the box, to try some things you probably said no to all your life. And so we're going to talk about it. Invite some friends. And while you are here, please comment, because it's about to go down. What comes to mind every time y'all hear that phrase? It's about to go down. But yeah, we're about to talk about it. Give me a second. All right. So let's talk about ways to invest in yourself emotionally, right? And for me, that also ties into the mentally. And so again, I said tying back to self-care. So how can I take care of myself emotionally, mentally? How can I just take care of myself? I want to start with work. So when you're at work, most jobs you get breaks, 15-minute breaks, your lunch, those different things. And this is for the person that feel like you don't even have time. Okay. You don't have time. I want you to be intentional with the time that you do have. Take those 15-minute breaks, or, some of your lunch, whatever you may have, and go walk. Okay. Let me do you even one better. If you are feeling like you really can't pray like you used to, or you stop praying, doing it in a different environment and setting, and where you just feel like you're talking to God, versus, oh, okay, I got to do this and do that and do that. So then it becomes a chore, in which talking to God is never a chore. But what I want you to do is be mindful with the time that you are given, be intentional. So maybe take your first 10-15 minute break and you go walk. You go walk. One, that's helping you. You're being active. And two, you can also take that time to talk to God, to pray. And you could do that again with the other times that you have throughout the day, part of your lunch, your other breaks. But I want to say how intentional we have to be with the things that we desire, as well as look at what's in your hand. Y'all never gonna hear me stop saying that, because we do have to look at what's in our hand. So I remember taking that time to walk. One, that was my exercise for the day, as well as that was the time where I just reset. I was able to woosah, because I'm out of the building, and do whatever I need to do. So that is very, very beneficial. So start being intentional with that. And then also another way to help you, basically all of this for me is under self-care. Start looking at what's in your neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods that doesn't cost, like you have not explored them. I'm not an outside girl, but I like nature, like the look of it and stuff, not the bugs and all that of it. But you get me by some water, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, shoot, it's this girl. Water relaxes me. It helps me reset. It's almost like it purifies me. I'm like so in the zone with water. So whatever your thing is that you enjoy, and it helps you get calm, it helps you center, whatever your thing is, find that, and you take the time to be able to do that. I know for me, I don't like walking in certain areas, but it's like, oh, you know what? I can enjoy nature and kind of like people watch and feel like I'm not doing something that's a chore. Let me go to an outdoor mall and let me walk around, those different things. Because we're also talking about ways to invest in ourselves, like physically as well, to do better with taking care of the one temple that God has given us. And for that, I have given myself grace, but at the same time, I have been very honest with myself as far as, eating habits and just being intentional about specific things. So you can always make a list of things that you want to change. But again, it requires you to really, one, first, everything starts here, begin to shift your mindset, and then to start making those small changes. Doesn't have to be all drastic. You going in your cabinets and stuff, throwing everything away, but just starting slowly. Maybe you don't drink water. Maybe you don't recall the last time you ate some vegetables or some fruit. Just doing those, incorporating those things for the purpose of the long goal. The long goal is I want to, fuel my body better, which in return is going to help me be healthier, which in return is going to help me lose weight and all of the things. So just how what we do, how it connects to the next thing for the ultimate purpose of the goal that we have in mind. So if whatever you are doing, if it does not align with your end goal, we need to make adjustments. So again, talking about ways to invest in yourself. Right now, emotionally, mentally. Another way that, and a lot of times this is just for women in general, we have to consider ourselves. Sometimes we run ourselves so ragged because all of the hats that we wear. I got to do this. I have to do that. I got to go here. I got to go there. They need me to do this. They need me to do that. I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for that. And sometimes we have to sit back and say, I'm taking a break, or let me really see what's on my plate. Am I committed? Did I overcommit myself? Do I have too many things going on? At the end of the day, you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and restless. What do I really have going on in my life? That's one. And then two, what I have going on in my life is what's the benefit? Like, what's the purpose? Like, is it self-gratifying? Is it something that God really told you to do, or you didn't even consult him to begin with? Is it something just out of obligation? We have to start looking at these things because one thing we can't get away from is we're not going to always be here forever, right? We're not going to always be here forever. And even with that said, we want to make sure that we are thriving while we are here. I don't know about you, but I am not fulfilled just getting up, going to work, taking care of some kids, having a family, going to bed, doing it all over again, all over again, all over again. That is not fulfilling to me. What do I as a person like? What are my likes? What do I enjoy? How do I show up for myself, which then helps me show up for the things that I'm supposed to be committed to, for the people I'm supposed to be connected to. So ways to invest in ourselves is one, like we got to stop playing around. We got to remember, especially for us that call ourselves Christians, that we live in this world, but we're not of this world. So what they say is needed and necessary should not be how we function. Like, we got to get off the grind mode. We have to, and I'm not saying that there's not seasons and times for that, but I'm saying, how am I following the world's principles to a T? And I'm only considering what God is saying sometimes when he made all of this. So a lot of us, we are causing our own stress and discomfort and those different things because we are out of alignment. We have committed ourselves, like I said, to things that didn't nobody tell us to. We're doing things out of obligation, which is making us mad. And we're not able to see what we're doing that is so unnecessary, right? And then all of that keeps us from being who we have been called to be and showing up in the way that best serves us for the assignment that is on our lives. And yes, I'm still talking about investing in yourself. I often say Cat Williams' slogan, which is focus on your star player. You are your star player. I don't, for those that have experienced loss, and it was like from, a parent or sibling, in that aspect, one thing I recognized when my mom passed, and then shortly after when my dad passed, is I don't want to leave this earth without leaving my kids something. In knowledge and wisdom and what they taught us and all that stuff, it's great. But what can I leave to help you continue my legacy? What can I leave to help you start off or, reposition yourself? What can I leave to help you? And so again, we have to focus on not this temporary stuff. What is my long goal? If your long-term goal is to have legacy, to be, fully the woman that God has called you to be, if your end goal is to become healthy, if your end goal is to whatever it is, you know what it is, what you are doing right now plays a role in that. It plays a role in that. So that's why I'm saying we have to be intentional. We have to be mindful. Everything that we have a desire and we want to do, and even God tells us to do, it starts here first. Where does vision start? You start thinking about it, you start dreaming it. Then it's like next thing you know, you take it from just being in your mind and you put action, you put faith in that. Like, okay, I can do that. And then from faith, okay, let me start doing this. Let me start trying this. So investing in ourselves, yes, it can be financially, it can be spiritually, it can be emotionally, it can be mentally, it can be a number of things. But stop allowing other people experiences to not allow you to experience what you should be experiencing. And also stop just following your own agenda. I'm gonna say that again. We have to stop following our own agenda, because yes, it's our life, but we don't know everything about our lives. So you go talk to God, you consult God, and we may be so focused on our plan and this and that, not knowing that he had a different way. He had a better way. He had more for you. Yeah, what you got is great, but he had double that. So that's what I mean by that. Investing in ourselves is an example that we are setting for our kids, for our loved ones. How well we take care of ourselves, how well we take care of what we have, how well we show up. All of that is being seen and witnessed. So investing in ourselves is not even it not only benefits us, but it benefits everything that we are tied to and everyone that we are tied to. So it's okay. It's okay not to be a part of the in crowd. It's okay to tell your friends, well, I'm not gonna, we normally meet up, whatever, twice a month to go eat, to go do this, go do that. I'm not gonna do that this month. This month, I'm gonna take that money and save it. Or this, on those times that I normally spend with you, I feel like I need more time to myself, so I'm gonna take that time to myself. And do what's, needed for what's needed for me. There are so many things that we can do without feeling like um, you're missing out on something. Create your own opportunities. Like, you don't have to miss out on anything. Create your own opportunities. Like, you don't always have to go into other people's worlds. Create your own space. Create the thing that you want to do, and be okay with that. So I want us to be mindful of that as well. And when you hear things, or like I said, some of us are waiting on other people. Like, you're waiting on other people to make a move. You're waiting on other people to give you the okay. You're waiting to see if other people are doing it. And at the end of the day, it's your life. Like, on Judgment Day, God is not going to be like, oh, I understand that you didn't do that because you was waiting on so and so, and I understand that when I told you to try this, you didn't, because you wanted to see somebody else do it first. Create your own opportunity. Create the life that you want to live. Like, we have one life. God forbid, if today was your last day, are you happy with the life that you lived? Was there joy in that life? Would you even say that you reached almost the fullness of it? And I had to ask myself that question. And just going back to death, that's like the common thing. Like, when you start losing people, and then every single day you turn on the news, that's all you hear. Like, you start thinking about that. But it's like, okay, all of our day is going to come, but how am I about to live? How do I thrive? Okay, not just how do I exist, how do I be comfortable, how do I do what all the other generations before me did. And I'm just saying, if they had it lit and you got a good you know what I'm saying, a good legacy, and you doing your thing, great. Maybe you're supposed to be showing somebody else how to do that. But I'm saying, for the average person, like, even those that do have it great like that, there's always something. We all got stuff. But I'm saying, like, we have to believe that there is more even than we can think, that we can imagine, we can fathom. Like, there is so much more. There's so much more. And it's 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 great for us to believe that. It's great for us to create that. It's great for us to go after that. And at the end of the day, like, it's our responsibility. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think I have it. All right. So, um, just being comfortable with creating those opportunities and knowing that you are the priority. So, learning to invest in yourself. Stop looking at it just from a financial perspective, but there are so many different things that you can do to invest in yourself. And sometimes investing in yourself means can mean investing in the next generation. So if you have kids, nieces, just another generation, and you want to start, educating them, spending time with them, helping develop them, to, hey, ain't no point in leaving a legacy if don't nobody know how to handle it, right? So all of those different things. And um, for us to be, I want us to to, like, I want you to fathom, like, I can create whatever my mind thinks. Like, I can really create that with God's help. Like, that could really happen. That could really come to pass. Like, if it's in alignment with God told you to do, that could really happen. But we have to, we have to know that, learn that, and just begin to invest in ourselves in those different ways on those different levels. So that's what I wanted to share today. Um, I'll probably share some more in these social media streets about this topic, but because it's I had to learn to do this. I had to learn to really invest in, um I had to invest in myself. And then God came along and was like, stop trying to, uh, not stop trying to fit in with other people, but I was like, I'm just getting back out. I gotta, put myself back out here. I gotta connect with this person. I gotta do that, and I gotta do that. And I heard God clear as day. He was like, create your own platform. I'm like, what? Like, I'm barely learning. He was like, create your own platform, create your own opportunities. Yes, you collab in those different things, but you ain't gotta look for a seat at the table. Create your own table. Give other people opportunities. And I'm glad I listened, because that's exactly what's happening. And I'm thankful for that. But that's for all of us. And if we don't believe that we are worth the investment, whether it's time, money, training, conferences, sitting down with someone that has wisdom, and they kicking knowledge to you, like, whatever it may be, like, we have to know that we are worth that, and that is, like, somebody is willing to invest in me. Like, somebody is willing to take out the time to tell me this and to tell me that and to show me, and like, okay, then let me see that for myself. Let me do that for myself. But it's so important that we get to the place of learning to invest in ourselves on all levels, and to know the best way to learn how to invest in yourself is going to God, telling him all about it, because he already knows. And he's going to give you insight, wisdom, direction, guidance, strategies, and all of that to be able to walk you through. And not even, quote unquote, on all spiritual levels. Like, God talks to us like we talk. And I've gotten insight, revelation, and wisdom, and all that from him. I get that, and I'm thankful. But he even told me, like, some simple things, like, don't do that. This is what you need to do this week. This is what, like, just some step by step, different things. So know that you're worthy enough. Invest in yourself. Focus on your star player. Do what's needed and necessary. Be intentional with your time. Look at what's in your hand. Look at what opportunities and things you do have, and you maximize those. You be intentional about those. Stop saying why you can't do something, and why you can't show up, and why you can't create this. Start looking at, this is what I can do, and this is how this connects to that, and this is what I am capable of, and I do have this training and this ability. And so start looking at those things. Start focusing on what you do have, your abilities, what God has called you to do. Start focusing on those, because even with that, like, we can always point out what we don't have, how we can always point that out. God ain't concerned with that. Like, he looking at us like, seriously? God is not concerned with that. We have to learn to shift our mindset to align with what God is saying, to be able to do the things that we know we are capable of doing. But because we get comfortable, because we get caught up living in this world, because We may see other people getting the opportunities and things from other people, and you're being looked over. Like, that affects us and impacts us. But I just want you to know that you are worthy enough. You are capable enough. I want you to focus on yourself, and I want you to start investing in yourself at the levels that God tell you to, and you watch him work. And the reason why you're going to be able to watch him work, because you're going to use your faith, and you're going to put that into action, and you're going to start seeing. So don't just be encouraged. Be encouraged into action, and to always, 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 and always be willing to invest in yourself. I don't care if it's, like I said, a self-care thing, if it's a training, whatever you need to do to invest in yourself, you need to do that. Okay. And I was serious about saying, you need to if you need to make a list of, or like, what are all the things that I'm doing? Why do I not have no time in the day? Why am I not able to pray? Why am I not able to hear God? Why do I feel so overwhelmed and stressed out? You need to start looking at what is on your plate, what you have committed to, who you have committed to, and see, like, this is too much. And you start taking things off, and you ask God for guidance. You ask God for that wisdom. You ask God, like, you ask him to order your steps. What should I be doing? Consult him about that friendship. Consult him about, you continuing to do this particular thing out of obligation, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. But does that mean you're supposed to do it? So remember all the different ways for you to invest in yourself, and why it's so important. That's what I want to say to you this week. And with that being said, I just want to let you know that on July 1st, registration will open for the Healing for Her conference, which is called The Experience. Yes. We got our speakers lined up. Come on now. We have day 1, which is called Ignite. We have day 2, which consists of the Healing Zone, as well as the Experience in the afternoon. There are so many different things that are happening this year, and I'm in awe of what God does. And I know he good. I know he do some great things, but just seeing how things are coming to pass and happening. And all I'm saying is it's growing, and it's growing. And if you want to be in the space, you're not going to want to wait till the last minute this year. Awesome speakers and things coming on. And I'm excited about that. But guess why I can be excited about that? Because when God told me to create my own space and those different things, he began to give me stuff that I was able to be obedient to him about, this being one. And we're 4 years in. So I thank y'all. Please share your feedback as far as ways to invest in yourself and how important that is. And for the person that may be too impatient, or say, I tried and it didn't work, you keep trying. Okay, you keep trying, and you look at what you're trying. What plan are you following? Okay, and you believe in that, you speak to it, and all of the things. So again, if you have not checked out last week's conversation about mama trauma, please take a moment to do so and share that out. I thank y'all in advance for doing so. And thank you for joining Candid Conversations tonight with me. And blessed by the work that you are doing. Thank you so much, Lady Redelia. I appreciate you. I really do. So thank you for that comment. And I will see y'all next week. Keep in mind that the videos y'all see on here, some may be live and some may be uploaded, but either way, come back every week for a new video where we are having candid conversations about God, life, and all that other stuff in between. And I am your host and your girl, Shy, and you have a great rest of your week. Okay. And if your week already started off bad, I'm gonna need you to put into the atmosphere, speak into the atmosphere, decree and declare what you want to happen, what you need to happen, and speak God's word back to him. Okay. That's what we do. We don't get defeated. We go ahead and lean on the word of God, and we be encouraged in the process. So y'all have a good one.